Friends, family, fans, welcome back to another freaking episode of Back 9 Bets, baby. Episode 41. Ho is a go. We are talking about the Mayakoba Classic, the worldwide technology, whatchamacallit classic. It's in Mexico. It's why we're rocking the beautiful, palmy, silky, super make you sweat a little bit more than you want to, but looks better than it should on camera t-shirt today. How are you guys doing? No Jets t-shirt today for me because the Jets suck against the Patriots. We've lost to them 13 times in a row. I, as a Jets fan, have not seen a single non-overtime Jets W against the Patriots. So we've got that going for us here in Jets land. Anyway, it's the Mayakoba goddamn classic. It's going to be a banger. We've got some rippers. It's all good. Let's tune in. Let's do our thing. Let's see what's going on. Before we get there, we have to figure out what on earth is going on at this golf course. It's a par 71. It's 18 holes of golf, as we all know. There are 3 par 5s, 4 par 3s. A lot of the holes should, using the re-engineered theoretical proximity bucket model, talk about just minusing 300 yards from hole yardages, making it sound fancy AF. But what we did, minus 300 yards from each hole, unless it's a par 3, then we just use that proximity. But it looks like a lot of shots are going to be coming from 150 to 175 and 125 to 150. That's going to be like the majority of where good shots come from. If we have a bit of bucket spillage into the 175 to 200 yard range, that's fine. We've got little pop guns like Brendan Todd, some other shorty malorties that are going to be dinking it out there, only 270. That's okay. They'll be in the 175 to 200 yard range. But as you can see, for the most part, the majority of the field is going to be hitting wedges into the greens. So that's what's cooking here. Now, let's get into the model. The model, we are rocking and rolling. We're not messing around. We don't really have any statistics. I couldn't find the Bob Ross wig. It's somewhere in the house. But I've got the Bob Burgers mustache going on. So if you are listening, I look sexy with the mustache. It's coming off after this podcast. The missus is not a fan of. Unless I'm in a Bob's Burgers apron, then it helps. But if I'm just me, it ain't it. So we're going to get rid of it soon, but for this episode, we are going to roll with it. Now, let's get into the model, shall we? Nice and early. Got in there before 3 minutes. It's good. We were running a bit late, so that's okay. Making up for lost time. Back 9 Bets, episode 41. Ho is a go. Let's see what we're doing here. Well, for DFS purposes, Scotty Scheffler's $11,400 freaking dollars, and he doesn't know how to putt. Now, what do we do with a Scotty Scheffler that doesn't know how to putt? Because he's one of the best ball strikers in the field. He's one of the most expensive players in the field. He is the most expensive player in the field. He's unbettable. Nobody's going to bet Scotty Scheffler at 1,000 to 1 or 10 to 1 when he can't putt. So he's not going to be bet. You can't even bet him for a top 20. I'm not betting him at minus 200. When his putting has been like some of the worst putting you've seen in the season. We go into paspalum greens, which to me means that Scotty Scheffler is going to have a new sensation on the greens. He's not going to be putting on bent or Bermuda like you typically find on the PGA Tour. We're going to Mexico, mother effer, and we're going to have ourselves some paspalum greens, which means Scotty Scheffler is going to get a bit of, you never know, maybe he misreads the putts just enough that they go in. Maybe he just feels super comfortable on the whatchamacallit because it's a different surface. It's much easier to putt on these greens. Hopefully he can bounce back on the putting surfaces this week. I, for one, will definitely be playing Scotty Scheffler because I played him 70% at the CJ Cup, so he needs to redeem me. He needs to redeem us. For those of us that went to the Scotty Scheffler well, it needs to be redemption time. His ball striking is phenomenal. He's the number 2 player in the world. If he was a good putter, he would probably still be world number 1. The putter just needs to show up. Is $11,400 too much to go to? A little bit, some may say. However, we know Scotty Scheffler, very good golfer. we don't even have to play him that much in our DFS lineups. We probably only have to play him in like 20% of our lineups to get easily double on the field. I don't see Scotty Scheffler pushing anywhere close to 10% ownership. We don't have any ownership in here. I'm just going off the cuff today. We're feeling how the Twitterverse, how the podcast world, we're just feeling how ownership projections are going to come in, because what I've been looking at lately have just been ass anyway. So we're going to just kind of do our own thing. Scotty Scheffler, the putter is a giant problem. It's okay. We're going to play him a little bit, because when that putter bounces back, he's going to win a golf tournament. That's just what happens, because this guy is that good. So Scotty Scheffler, we're playing him a little bit in DFS. If you want to use lineup optimizers and stuff like that, if you don't know what value plays you want to select today, why do you not just go to rotoballer.com/radio and get yourself 50% off? Especially if you use code Maniac, you get another 10% off. Go get your stuff now, get it done, buy it for yourself for Christmas. I don't care what you want to call it. Just go and do it. You got all the premium articles that myself and Spencer and Joe and Josh are putting out there. You can get all of our DFS optimizers. You can get all of our tools. Got a whole research station, the whole freaking shebang. Go check it out at rotoballer.com/radio today and start rotoballing like a boss, people. Brian, my man, as always, in the house. Love Scheffler too. Let's go. I agree, my friend. We're going to go with a bit of Scheffler love this week. I know I was rambling on about him a little bit, but I had the promo in the back of my head, so I was kind of just holding off on that one. Now, Victor Hovland is going to be a problem, because nobody's going to want to play Scotty Scheffler. Everybody's going to want to play Victor Hovland, because nobody's going to want to play Colin Morikawa. Look at these two bozos losing significant amount. Let's see here. The worst. We've got Scotty Scheffler and Colin Morikawa both sitting casually way. They are both inside the bottom 13 in putting in this field, folks. And we've got Korn Ferry Tour people. We've got Russell Knox. We've got Russell Henley in this field. And both of them are putting worse than Russell freaking Henley. What is going on there? So anyway, that's where the ownership's going to go to, is Victor Hovland. Now, there's going to probably be a point where if we're pushing at like 40% Victor Hovland, I don't know if that's going to be the case. It's probably never going to really get there, but you never know. I mean, this guy has won this tournament twice in a row. We've seen him demolish this golf course. He's done the best you can do on a golf course like this. He's going for the good old three-peat. What is going to be our strategy? We're going to play Scotty Scheffler with Victor. I think that's one of the secrets, is if you want to get different, if you want to take on a chalky Victor, you're going to have to pretty much play him 100% this week. Unless you want to just, get up to 80%. You're going to have to go balls deep into the ownership on Victor Hovland in order to get it going. This year, hilariously, which is also another, if you're looking for a reason to fade the man, which I don't think makes any sense, in his recent performances in 2023, his approach play has been substandard, in fact. And he's typically pretty bad around the greens, but he gained 3 strokes at the CJ Cup around the greens. So Victor Hovland seems like he's figuring his game out, but the irons have not necessarily been there for him. They've been there, if that makes any sense. So Victor at 11-2 is going to be super popular. If you play him, got to get different, folks. And we're going to have to speak about how we do that, because I don't know. He's going to be chalk city, and that is just going to be what it is. So I'm probably going to cut ties with Victor Hovland if he pushes himself into the 30% ownership range. So check it out for yourself. Make sure that you are okay with what you're feeling for Victor. The 3-peat is cheaper than Scotty. Hello, Chalk City. Gained a bunch of strokes around the greens at CJ Cup. So Victor's going to be, he's one of the most obvious players up top here. You're going to have to kind of roll with him, because the way the chalk's been hitting lately, he's the obvious play. There's going to be a week, though, where the chalk doesn't hit, and then we're all going to look smart. But can you survive? Can you fast your way through the lack of return in the DFS world if you're going without playing the chalk like Victor Hovland? I'm never going to play Colin Morikawa unless it's a major. His putting and chipping is atrocious when it comes to normal golf tournaments. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. So we're just going to easily breeze on by him and go to Tony Finau. So in my DFS show that I was doing with PGA Splits 101 / Ron Kloss, we discussed that I have a slew of 6K guys and 7K guys that we can squeeze in to this range right here in order to make it different for us. We can go Victor and Tony and Emiliano Grillo, or we can go Victor, Emiliano Grillo, and Tom Hoagie and go heavy at the top, and then we just sprinkle in like 3 6K guys, which may have to be the case. But that's okay. I have confidence in those guys. We're going to get to them. Tony Finau hasn't played golf recently. It's been a long time since he's played. He's expensive. He's going to a course that he's played well at. He hits his driver quite far, and he has a lot of good drives gained. The accuracy is lacking a little bit, but I don't think it's like an atrociously bad miss when he misses, which at this venue, you have to just miss a little bit. You can't miss a lot. If you miss a lot, you're with the monkeys in the bushes. So you can't go there. Tony Finau, we'll see. These 3, 4, 5 guys right here, Tony Finau, Aaron Wise, Billy Horschel, Taylor Montgomery, and Tom Hoagie are all guys I'm looking to put in my lineups. I'm probably going to kick one out that's not named Billy Horschel, whoever's the highest owned. Just simple as that. I like them all. There are 4, 6, 9, 5, and 8 in my model. There's no real big difference. Let's ride with them. So whatever goes, we go. So Aaron Wise, this guy off the tee, super, super solid, man. Man, he just gains off the tee every single time he tees it up. I think he's just been on a streak of just gaining off the tee, which is amazing at this venue. This golf course, you need to have consistency off the tee. You need to put yourself in the fairway. You need to keep yourself out of the jungle. It's simple as that. Aaron Wise does that. Also, he was throwing darts, daggers, and dimes when he teed it up in round 1 of the freaking CJ Cup. Man, that guy was on fire. I think he lost like 2 or 3 strokes putting and still gained a total of like 4 or 5 strokes on the field. The guy's irons were scintillating. I like him, yeah. Absolutely. I was eyeing him out for an outright at 18-1, but we couldn't quite get there because we got Billy Ho is a go at Mayakoba. He's going to be our guy. He's our signature poster child for the Chalk Squad. We know that 19 out of 21 last events have been won by a player who ended the week 40-1 or worse odds. Better, shorter. There we go. Shorter than 40-1. 19 of 21 people have won the last 21 tournaments as pretty much favorites. Like barely any middle to long shots are cashing tickets for us nowadays. Billy Horschel is 20-1 on Betfred in Iowa. I don't know where else you can find a 20 on him, but there's 18s everywhere else. Go check it out. I'm a big fan. I'd bet him at 18-2. Billy Horschel, 18-1. Billy Horschel, 20-1. Whatever you want to do, go get yourself Billy Horschel. Why do we like Billy Horschel? Because he gained at least a stroke per round on approach at the CJ Cup. We've seen this guy's iron play. He's typically not the very best iron player, but it comes and goes. Are we going to catch lightning in a bottle with Billy Horschel? We've seen he's coming into the week, strokes gained total. Billy Horschel leads the field. Strokes gained approach. Billy Horschel leads the field. Strokes gained off the tee. Billy Horschel is 6th. So everything about Billy Horschel's game is stunning. Everything about Billy Horschel's everything is everything. So we love that. Don't mind me while I'm just meandering through words while I'm busy trying to refilter here. But we love ourselves Billy Horschel at this golf course. His accuracy off the tee is paramount. He's going to keep himself out of the crap more than anyone else in this field. It's what we love to see. His putting is fantastic. His course history at this course is fantastic. Everything about Billy Horschel's game is what you love to see from a golfer going to this kind of venue. Now, we've got some Wi-Fi issues. Who knows what the hell is going through the airwaves right now? But we like ourselves a Billy Horschel. Everything about his game makes complete sense. Everything about his game is the reason he's 20-1. He should probably be lower. We like a 20. Everything. Course history, recent form, approach play, driving off the tee, putting, bunkers, around the green, everything you can ask for Billy Horschel, he's providing us. Can he provide us with the ultimate W? We shall see. Next up on the board, Taylor Montgomery, one of the best putters in the field, one of the best putters in the world. This guy can putt lights out when he gets going. And yes, his approach play is substandard. That is, in fact, substandard. He's not a very good approach player, but he's very good off the tee. He hits it a long way. Hopefully he can keep it in play. The putter is what he leans on. He's basically a Cameron Smith before Cam became one of the best iron players in the world. Imagine this guy became a very good iron player. Ooh, boy, we got ourselves a Cam Smith take 2. So, Taylor Montgomery, another guy we like. Everything about his game, very, very nice. The putting, especially, very, very, very nice. So that's what we like there. But if he's one of the higher owned guys in these 5, between Tony, Aaron, Billy, Taylor, and Tom, we may go elsewhere because the iron play is just not there. We're going to rely on a putter. At high ownership, I don't know if that's what I want to go to. However, now we switch gears quite quickly and get ourselves a Tom Hoagie, who's pretty much the exact opposite of what Taylor Montgomery is. He's shorter off the tee, way more accurate, and his approach play is, it's good right now, boys and girls. It is so very good, and he's just tailor-made for this golf course because we're going to go check here. If you look at Tom Hoagie from the fairway, from 125 to 200, Tom Hoagie is one of the best in the field. And we've got Scotty Scheffler, Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa, and Tony Finau, who are basically the 3 guys or 4 guys that are ahead of him when it comes to that kind of proximity buckets. And those are like some of the best iron players in the world. So Tom Hoagie's right up there with these boys. He's $9,500, so he's a good casual $2,000 cheaper than Scotty Scheffler, probably playing better than him now too. Putting better than Scotty Scheffler as well. Hitting his irons better than him almost too. So a lot about Tom Hoagie is somewhere you want to go. And he's going to be quite popular too. So if you're going to go Victor Hovland and Tom Hoagie, you better have a game plan for the rest of your squad because you're sitting at probably a casual 60%, maybe at least 50 plus percent ownership between those 2 guys quite easily. So, but it makes a lot of sense. We've seen what the chalk's been up to. It's been killing. Tom Hoagie is a killer when it comes to the approach play and just keeping the ball in play. Whether or not he can make enough putts to win a tournament, we've seen him when he gets in contention. Those little Sunday tester knee knockers are not ideal for the man. That's why we like to play him in DFS because we've got winners elsewhere. Billy Horschel's going to win the tournament. Emiliano Grillo is going to win the tournament. Tom Hoagie's going to finish 3rd because Grillo and Horschel are going to be in a playoff. That's how it's going to go this week. Maverick McNeely's 12th in the model. This guy, basically a Taylor Montgomery, he's been putting better than Taylor Montgomery this year, which is saying something. Basically, a spitting image of Taylor Montgomery. The guy's average on approach, decent around the greens, very good putting. And, the only thing about Maverick McNeely is the fact that he's off the tee game is also substandard. So Taylor Montgomery at least has some distance and gains off the tee. But Mav McNeely, $9,400, I'd go Taylor Montgomery. But I don't know if I trust his accuracy issues off the tee. That's the thing. At this course, you got to be accurate. But if he might be a pivot position because we've got all these stud muffins right up here. Maverick McNeely might be the guy. Seamus Power, I don't know what to do with the guy. He was just losing strokes on approach the entire time he's leading up to the event. We've played him pretty much every single time we've liked him at a course. Nothing looked good for him. Turns out he won the tournament. So we don't know anything about Seamus. Jason Day, guy's been hitting his irons so very well. That's all you need to know. There's $9,200. If you want more about him, go check out the DFS show. We're going to keep scooting down the board here. Oh, by the way, Tom Hoagie, Bet Rivers, top 20, plus 138. So 1.4 to 1. Put yourself $10 down, win 14. Tom Hoagie, top 20 at this freaking golf course. He's 5th in the model. They're giving us decent plus money on his odds. Love it. He's the ultimate top 20 bet. If the putter lets him down a little bit under pressure, he's still going to be inside the top 20. His ball striking is just too crisp to pass that up. Emiliano Grillo, FanDuel top 20 plus 190. Hello there. We've been making so much money off Emiliano Grillo top 20s. It's not even funny. He's been printing us money for top 20s, and his books keep hanging these fat, juicy, almost 2-to-1 odds on our guy to finish inside the top 20. He's got 4 top 5s in his last 10 starts. He's also 40-to-1 to win this tournament, and we are on that. We're on Emiliano Grillo again. We're on him again. Accuracy off the tee, distance off the tee, good drives gained, approach play, off the tee generally. Around the greens are very limited at this venue. He's probably going to hit a lot more greens than normal. He's going to find himself putting where he's been fantastic. Look at what this guy's putt has been doing. 0.31 strokes gained this season. He's played, I think, 20 times. So 16 of them have been recorded, and he lost every single round at the CJ Cup. So that number could be even higher. I think he's going to go to Paspalum Greens where he putts very well before he was even a good putter. Now we're going to get an Emiliano Grillo, who's a good putter, putting on a surface that he putts very well on, which makes him an even better putter. So we could see him go freaking low. 40-to-1 Emiliano Grillo. Hello. Let's go. I love him here. This is it. It's time to shine. He's from Argentina. Win it in Mexico. Let's rock and roll, bro. I want to see you win a goddamn golf tournament. That's what I'm trying to say. Brendan Todd, 9K. Oh, we're also playing a ton of Emiliano Grillo. Why the hell not? We're going to get different. We got a roster construction. You cannot start Victor Hovland, Tom Hoge, Emiliano Grillo, unless you're going to get so weird at the bottom, which we are going to do. So I just went from telling you not to do that at all to, in fact, we are going to be doing that, but in a very weird way. Brendan Todd. This guy, course history, one of the best in the field. An absolute sensation around Mayakoba venue. He loves that good old resort life, some pina coladas unlimited. Good drives gained, all the way up there. Accuracy off the tee, all the way up there. One of the best putters in the field, all the time. Going to a pretty much mini putting event. He's going to keep himself in play, out of the jungle. Brendan Todd's going to be considered. Now, we're keeping an eye out for ownership, because if some of these guys get like way the hell up into the 20s, we're probably not going to play them. There's definitely other pivots. But if we like some guys like Emiliano and Billy, we're going to play them. Victor, we don't know yet. We'll still determine that. But he's going to be probably the highest owned player in the field. And he's the second most expensive guy. No. Phoebe says we need to play Victor Hovland. So I don't know what's going on with that. Thomas Dietrich, I just can't get a handle on him. I don't know. I'm just not going to. The guy's just an all-round good player. I don't know what to make of him. We don't have enough information from him. He played well on the Corn Ferry Tour. He played well in Europe. Like, what is he? I don't think he's a stone cold killer. I don't think he's been, he holed out from a bunker to finish T2, like 5 holes ahead of the finishing group. So I don't know if I like him that much here. This entire 8K range is kind of an interesting scenario for me until we get to Andrew Putnam. Russell Henley's putter as well. Just, I don't know what he's doing. How are you going to play Russell Henley at a course that you have to make a bunch of putts? But you look at Russell Henley's easy scoring conditions ranking, and he's up there. He hasn't had a good course history yet, though. So if you look at Russell Henley, he's been substandard at this venue, so we're not going to him there. We did like him, but we don't like him. Andrew Putnam, on the other hand, is completely opposite. Hasn't played well yet before, but man, is he playing good golf right now. He's playing good golf. I'm losing my voice as we go about this, but Andrew Putnam is our guy. Short game wizard, short off the tee. He's going to put money in your shorts, if that makes any sense. So we love Andrew Putnam here. I think this is a great course setup for him. $8,100. He's going to be quite popular. Just some guys we like to play. Matt Kuchar, also going to be 8K. Plays very well at this golf course. It makes sense. He's short off the tee. Very good with the putter. Keeps it tidy around the greens. The whole shebang. Love Matt Kuchar. Now, I'm trying to remember if we had any other top 20 bets. No, I think we're getting down here, though. I'm going to read it. Let's do this. We are all over the place, folks. Excuse-moi. Sebastian Munoz, we are not playing him. Patrick Rogers, not playing him. David Shriley, not playing him. No. Nick Hardy, 80-1. We are playing Nick Hardy. Phoebe wants some Nick Hardy too. It's kind of chaotic right now. I don't know why she's doing this. She never typically gets involved in the podcast, but she must like Nick Hardy. Every time we mention someone, she likes to get a little yippy. So Nick Hardy is one of the best approach players in the field. He is currently on a run where when we have recorded rounds, he has easily played, his approach play has been no worse than gaining half a stroke with his irons every round for 12 straight rounds. So his worst round was gaining half a stroke. There are some guys that can't even gain half a stroke on approach. So it's really, really good for him to be at a venue like this where I think he's just going to be teeing it up and absolutely hitting darts at all these flags. We're going to hope for a bit of putt luck. He's not necessarily the best putter in the world, but these greens are typically a little easier to putt on. Hopefully he can get it together. He keeps his ball in play relatively well. He's not the most accurate off the tee, but he does do a good job keeping his ball in play, even though it may not be in the fairway. Nick Hardy, 80-1. Go grab yourself some Nick Hardy. Nick Hardy. We got Brian over here. At least my DFS lineups hope so. We think it's a good course for Sir to finally boom. Sir, dude, we're going to get to him. I don't actually... Where the hell is he? All the way down here. We're talking about Justin Summer, man. We'll find him. We'll find him. I've got multiple copious notes for all the guys in the 7K range once we get there. So Nick Hardy, we love him. He has 75% of greens he hit in Bermuda. Love to see that. He's one of my favorite plays in the upper 7K range. Makes enough birdies. Full send. Let's go. Another guy we like is Dean Burmester. He hits it very far, and his accuracy is actually very not too bad considering how far he hits it. You know, his good drives gained it's average, which is fine. The guy hits it very, very far. I've seen him hit the 2-iron on the South African Sunshine Tour. That's going to be his weapon this week. I think he's going to hit a lot of 2-irons. That's where it's going to be. He's yellow. Yellow is like a medium play in DFS. Pink is a smash play. Blue is going to be showdown because there's a lot to like, but there's also too much inconsistencies that we're not a massive fan of. Justin, so we've got a note. We'll see what it says here soon, B-man. So, Justin Lower, let's get to him. He's our next outright. 90-1. Freaking 90-1 on Bet Rivers. Justin Lower, T4, T45, T20, T8. Last 4 courses. Love this course fit for him. Love what this game can do at this venue. Lacks the distance off the tee. Has the accuracy. He is also one of the best players from proximity, 125 to 200 in the field, baseline. So that's been his entire PGA Tour career in 2022. He's 5th, I believe, in this situation. He's very, very good from 125 to 200, and he's going to find himself in that position a lot. He's very accurate off the tee. Man, I love his course fit at this course, man. I love what he can do here. I absolutely love what he can do here. He's been playing good golf. I mean, freaking hell. Let's look at this. T4 and a T8 in his last 4 starts. This guy's knocking on the door. Now he gets to go to a bit of a shorter golf course where he could easily do his thing. He's a really good putter. This course requires you to be a good putter, I think, to get all the way into the 20s. His iron play is kind of good too. He's just been gaining across the board. He's been gaining every single round he plays. The guy's just a model of consistency. Let's go win a tournament, Justin Lower. Let's freaking go, bro. So that's Justin Lower over there. Aaron Rye, he's a medium yellow. 70% of the fairways of the last 16, 75% of the greens. He's got a bit of a short game situation going on, maybe. He was a T15 here last year. It's kind of going to be an ownership-dependent play. Robbie Shelton, on the other hand, is a guy we're going to go back to. $7,600 in a field like this. He's finished T21, T61, T15, and T23. So what is that? 3 of those last 4 rounds have been inside the top 25. He's played here twice and he's had a miscut and a T6. So he's got a bit of love and hate at this course, the Mayakoba bipolar situation. But we like that. If you're going to be at a course like this, miss the cut or finish T6. I don't want you finishing like 30th. But also finish 30th instead of miss the cut and then get the T6 thing. So he's made the 4 straight cuts on the PGA Tour, which as a Corn Ferry Tour member is kind of being put into Taylor Montgomery's shadow. He's been slightly worse than him, but he's also had some really good performances. I mean, this guy's out just sticking together top 30s like it's stacking pancakes. So we love him. We absolutely love him. We were going to go back to him for an outright, but I just don't trust him to win a golf tournament. Every time he gets to the top of the leaderboard, he has a bit of a wobble, but we don't mind him at $7,600 to slide into our DFS lineups. Lee Hodges. Man, oh man, did he make us proud at the CJ Cup finishing T7. We had him in a lot of our lineups, and guess what? Lee Hodges has gained strokes total in his last 7 rounds straight. T30, miscut, T23, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what I'm reading here. His accuracy of the tee is a little bit of a concern, but man, oh man, is Lee Hodges trending. Everything about his game is looking like it's going in the right direction. The only issue for him this year has been around the green play. Not that big of a concern at this venue. Again, I know it's a concern, but it's going to be a minor concern versus a major concern. We love Lee Hodges from 125 to 200. He's also one of the better players in this field. Absolutely love him as a $7,500 smash play. Let's go. Hayden Buckley, T19, T20, T5 in his last 3 starts. Those are all top 20 plays. Hayden Buckley, we're gonna go back here. I've got all of these guys lined up, blah, 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 just so I can remember which guys we're betting. We don't have Hayden Buckley. We got Justin Lower for a top 40, friends. Top 40 for Justin Lower at plus 110 on FanDuel. Justin Lower, need I remind you, has finished outside the top 40 only one time, and it was T45 in his 4 starts so far. So you're going to get plus money at a course that suits his game even more than any of the courses he's played so far, apart from Bermuda, where he finished T8. Let's go. Plus money, 1-1-0 for Justin Lower to finish inside the top 40. Let's go, dude. Let's go. So that's what's going on there. Hayden Buckley is a ball striking freak. Also, another knock. A win is coming for this guy if he can get the putter working. He is just too dominant from tee to green. When it comes to his approach play and off the tee stuff, man, is he good. $7,500. Comes into the field gaining a bunch of strokes. Freaking T19, T20, T5. So much stuff going on for Hayden Buckley in the $7,500 range. Man, we love to see that. He's so good. Ball striking. He's coming together, folks. If he can get the putter working on these slower past palm greens, we are talking business. Mark Hubbard is another guy we really like, but the model loves him. He's 10th in the model, sitting at $7,400. His approach play can get very, very hot, but he finished like 66th at the Zozo, and then he missed the cut in the bad weather conditions. Yes, he was in the wrong wave, but he still missed the cut in Bermuda. I don't know if I trust him going back to. I need to see a little bit more before we go back to the guy. I just don't. The model kicked out at plus 310, top 20 for Mark Hubbard, who has played well, but his game, you can look at his positions in each event. It's just been going backwards. It seems like he's lost grip on his golf game. So we're moving on from him. Adam Long, he just seems like he's going to be the most chalkiest of chalky dudes in this range because he's got the best course history here. T22, T3, T2 in his last 3 starts here at Mayakoba. His recent ball striking form is very, very poor. It seems like the putter is doing all the work for him, and no better than T30 this season in his multiple starts. So we're going to fade him regardless of chalk or course history. He's going to be chalk city. The course history is going to be the reason why. Nothing about his game tells me he's playing good golf right now, apart from the fact that he's going to a golf course that he's played good golf at. I don't know if the price range and the amount of chalk is there enough for me to want to do that. I'm okay fading him. We'll go to Hayden Buckley instead. So I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. Sepp Straka, not his. I don't know if this course fits his game. We're just kind of going to keep moving on. Francesco Molinari, he's been driving it nicely in Europe. Kind of like he's an interesting play, Francesco Molinari. He could be one of those guys that goes like 1 or 2% owned, yeah. And he's a good quality caliber player. This guy was leading the freaking Masters. He's won the British Open before. $7,400. He's been playing okay in Europe. T9, T34, T28 in his last 3 starts in Europe. That's not bad. Going to a course where he doesn't have the best distance off the tee, but he's typically relatively accurate, I believe. So we shall see what Francesco Molinari gets up to. Keep an eye on the ownership. JJ Spawn. He's played 20 rounds here. T27, T65, T80, T3, and T14. Lots of greens and fairways when he finished T14. And man, oh man, does he hit lots of fairways recently, but not so many greens. So we got a bit of a discount. JJ Spawn coming in the week. His approach play hasn't been that good, but the driving is where it's going to be at. You know, the accuracy of the tee, the good drives gained, it's all there. His baseline play is fantastic. We love to see that from him. We are making our way down the board. Grayson Sigg is another guy we really like. Live and die by the putter. T51, T9, T44, T11 in his last 4 starts. So he's made 4 straight cuts. He hits lots of greens and fairways. And guess what? I don't think he is the longest guy in the world. So we're going to like him at this course. His good drives gained is very nice. We love to see that. And man, oh man, can his putter absolutely get scorching hot. So he's a guy at $7,300 that can absolutely break the slate for you if you like that kind of thing. Aaron Badley. Too many. Cameron Champ is going to be a fade. I was looking to find him in a matchup. His wedge proximities, look at this. It's one of the worst in the field. From 125 to 200, Cameron Champ is no bueno. So we're not going to go to him here. His distance off the tee is not going to be that helpful to him. We're going to go elsewhere. Aaron Badley, small sample size. This guy's been playing very, very good golf. He has finished T27th, T26th, and 74th here. He's also had a miscut. If you want to roll the dice on a $7,300 Aaron Badley, who's looking like he's kind of turning back into his old self, why the hell not? And then we're going to scroll all the way down the board until we get to Justin Suh, because I never had him highlighted to speak, but my boy Brian is in the chat, and he wants to know about Justin Suh. Is this a good golf course for Justin Suh? He's hit 86% of his fairways in the last 6 rounds, or last 6 events. No, probably the last 6 rounds, which includes the Shriners and the CJ Cup. There was a miscut and a T29 in those 2 events. Putter is the biggest problem, so maybe we can kind of nullify that a little bit here. Love the off the tee game. There we go. Take a chance on the short game, but should pound greens here. So, Brian, seems like Justin Suh's the guy. I mean, yeah, the off the tee stuff is awesome. What is he going to get up to on the short game department? He's $7,100. I think we're willing to kind of go there. You know, it's gonna be a bit of a problem if hopefully not. You know, hopefully these Paspalum surfaces help him chip and putt a little bit better. But is he going to be a ball striking sensation on this easy golf course that he does really well on when he played on the Corn Ferry Tour? Absolutely. Let's go, Justin Suh. Give yourself all the birdie looks in the world. Make yourself a hero. For us, for yourself, for everybody. Let's go. Nick Taylor. Bang, bang, bang. Back at it again. T6, T19, miscut, T23's last 4 starts, folks. That is 3 starts that he finished T23 or better out of the last 4. He's had only 2 bad rounds. One of those rounds came early in the event. In his last 14 rounds, he's had 12 rounds where he's gained almost 2 strokes per round. And then in these other 2 out of the 14, he's lost almost 7. So if he can avoid the big blow-up round, this guy's going to have gained himself almost 8 strokes per round in the event, which gets you pretty close to the top of the leaderboard, if you ask me. So there's lots of stuff trending in the right direction for this guy. He's really tidy around the greens. Just, you know, the driving accuracy and good drives gain is not the best, but that's his baseline. We've seen what he's done since he's come back from the break, and we love what he's doing. I'm a big fan of Nick Taylor this week. $7,000 in DraftKings. We're going to play a lot of him. Will Gordon is going to be a showdown play. Absolutely. He's a showdown king. Hashtag showdown king. He's had 7 rounds that I picked out from his player profile since he started this season. He's gained 6. He's gained 4.4. He's gained 4.9, and he's gained 5.2. He's also lost 4.9, minus 5.1, and minus 4.96. So he's gained in 4 rounds 20 strokes, which is insane. And then he's also lost 15 strokes in the other 3. So like this guy lives and dies by just volatility. So he's an absolute smash play in showdown. He could burn you quite easily in week-long DFS. So play him. Let's go. I was just getting shone at with a laser through my window, so apologies for losing a bit of concentration there. Got some youths causing issues for us here in the neighborhood. Anyway, Danny Willett is going to be a risky play. His approach play is hit or miss, but man, has he got a good short game, and the putter can absolutely cook. So he's going to be definitely a consideration as the ownership kind of whittles its way through. Brandon Wu, he's going to be a showdown play. Kevin Yu we're going to go right back to the well. This guy's just playing too good a golf in order to not be in the field, not in our player pool. He is accurate, he's long, he pounds greens, and he's hit like 80% of his greens since joining the tour this year, and that includes playing in Bermuda. So this guy just absolutely gives himself birdie look after birdie look. He's $6,900. If the putter can fix itself up, which it's sitting in quite a crappy situation, we like to go there. Ryan Palmer, going to be a showdown play. Marty Doe, he's definitely going to be a showdown play for us, but he's cheap enough to deal with the 3 rounds out of the 14 that he's played so far where he loses 3.5 strokes. He's also had lots of rounds where he's gained over 3 strokes per round. So he's kind of like a Will Gordon. These Korn Ferry Tour guys come out swinging, baby, and they swing for the fences. They hit. If they miss, they miss. They don't give a crap. Sam Wright is going to be another showdown play for us. CT Pan, another showdown play. James Hahn. I'm just rattling through all these guys. I feel like I'm just reading off a million people, but these are all guys I like. So I'm going to whittle my player pool down slowly, once we figure some stuff out, see who's hyper-owned, who's not. But James Hahn has gained on approach in 10 straight rounds. He's a $6,800 golfer. However, over those 10 rounds, he's also lost 16 strokes chipping and putting. Yeah, that's not good. In his previous times he's visited this venue, he's finished 27th, 58th, and 29th. He's also $6,800, and he's got a course history where he's finishing, inside the top 30 pretty much most of the time. He's made the cut here every single time. He's $6,800. We love to see that from a golfer that's in this price range. At least make the cut. Do what you can. Austin Eckroat finished T12 here last year. Hits lots of greens. He's kind of got a bit of an inconsistent situation going on, but if he goes back to a course where he's $6,800 and he finished inside the top 15 last time, why the hell not go to him? Dylan Fratelli is going to be an interesting guy because he's boom or bust. He's finished miscut T13, miscut T29. He's also played here before. He's missed the cut and he finished T11. So Dylan Fratelli is going to be a GPP play for sure. Not a lot, not a very rewarding play. He's not going to give you a high floor, but his ceiling seems to be of the upper sides, which is nice to see. Ben Griffin, I think he's going to be popular. I don't know. Lots of emotion from last week. It's going to be interesting. Can he keep that kind of intensity up? We're going to fade him though, but keep an eye on him going forward. Someone that we really, really, really like at this golf course is John Herr. John Herr has finished T15, T20, missed the cut, and then finished T25 here. So 3 of his 4 starts at this course have been 25th or better. He played at the Zozo and finished 54th after gaining 7.47 strokes in round 2. We thought we were in business. We played him at the Zozo in our player pool. Man, he was good in round 2, got himself right up into the top 10 there, and then finished 50th something in a 78-man field. So it wasn't very good. He loves this golf course, though. It suits his game. I think he made a hole in 1 year the last time, so There's a lot going on. Lucas Glover is going to be another guy. He finished T5 in 2020, and he is one of those just grinders. He doesn't hit very far, but he's going to put it in the fairway. He's going to give himself a lot of birdie putts to miss. He hits his irons fantastically. He hits his driver fantastically. He's $6,700, and he finished T5 in 2020. Love to see that from him. Then one of our final few guys, we're going to rattle this off here. We've just been burning through players. So giving you all the information you need for all the guys that I like I said, we'll whittle them down slowly as we go. Ches Reavie is an interesting character because he's finished T33, miscut, T26, T26, and T14 at this golf course. His recent form is terrible. So we got that going for him. But he's $6,700. I'd rather bet on a guy's on his course history in the 6K range than like a Adam Long, where we're sitting, Adam Long was what? $7,400. So we got a full $1,000 difference almost. I like a Ches Reavie here. Got some good course history. $6,700. I think he's going to be under the radar a little bit. Like we said, we can probably go heavy with the Victors and the boys at the top. And then we just cycle out these 6K guys that we're going to get into here. So John Herr, Lucas Glover, Ches Reavie, Danny freaking Lee, hashtag course history, T7, T26, second, T25, WD after making the cut, and a T3. Like the worst score he's got here in like the 6th round he's played is a T26. He's $6,600, folks. I don't think too many people have been speaking about him. I love him. I love Danny Lee. In fact, we've got Danny Lee to finish inside the top 20 at plus 650 on DraftKings or FanDuel. Go grab yourself a Danny Lee top 20 at plus 650. It's a bit of a it's not a model play at all because, we look at the model ranking at 73rd, but the course history is awesome. He loves this golf course, folks. And the fact that he finished T7th here last year is comforting. It wasn't like he's going in the wrong direction. Only a year ago, he finished T7 here. So he's going to be the Brian Gay of this week. $6,600. Love that. Love that. I feel like we've missed a few other guys. So I'm just going to kind of go, okay. Lucas Glover, top 40, plus 230 on FanDuel. Let's go to Lucas Glover at this price, plus 230 on FanDuel for a top 40. And then we're going to go Austin Smotherman. He is going to be plus 200 on FanDuel for a top 40 as well. So just to recap the top placing markets, we got Tom Hoagie at plus 138 on Bet Rivers for a top 20. We got Emiliano Grillo at plus 190 on FanDuel for a top 20. The model says we're 10 points shy of value. We don't care. We love Emiliano Grillo. Plus 190 doesn't make sense for this kind of player. Going to a course that he loves. We're going to him. Plus 190, top 20. Justin Lower, all of these are going to be top 40 now. Justin Lower, plus 110. John Herr, plus 210. Lucas Glover, plus 230. And Austin Smotherman, plus 200. So we got some nice top 40 placings there. We really like those guys. We really like those numbers. That's what we're going with in the placing market. Kind of keep scooting down the board here. Kind of like Scott Piercy. He's got some good course history here too. T40, T40, T26, T6. Like to see that. Recent form has 3 miscuts and a T19. So in the 6K range, you're going to play course history guys over recent form. We like recent form and course history, or recent form and who gives a crap about course history for guys up on the top of the price ranges. Ryan Armour, also recent form, miscut, T13, miscut. But then he's played here. He's had a T33, a T21, and a T55. So lots of decent stuff for him here at this course. Nate Lashley also, interesting character. I think his game suits his course a lot, but we're not actually going to go there. I'm kind of getting a little bored with these guys. Austin Cook, one of my favorite plays, $6,300. He was the guy we spoke about last week where we said he's missed 3 straight cuts, but he's gained strokes on the season. How do you miss all the cuts you've played in, but still gain strokes on the season? So he was like just missing cuts. He was playing good golf, goes to the Bermuda Championship and finishes T44th, which wasn't amazing. He had a pretty bad final round, I believe. Had a good final round. He actually made a bit of a comeback. So he was doing good. He's also played here before. And what does we say about him playing here before in 2020? T63 miscut T50. So I think he's playing a bit better golf now. Hopefully he can improve on those scores when he goes and makes the cut this week. But he's $6,300, and I think it's going to be really tough to find good golfers at $6,300 at this golf course. So that's what's cooking with him. And then we got a $6,200 dude called Philip Knowles. He is $6,200 on the Corn Ferry Tour. He's one of the most accurate guys on the tour. He's just hyper accurate. He's going to be in the fairway all the time. And at this golf course, that is one of the most important things you can do. And he is $6,200. He's a salary saver. Go crazy at the top. Get yourself a Philip Knowles and Austin Cook at $6,200 and $6,300. And then you can get freaky. No one's going to be putting those two guys together. And then we have to mention Augusto Nunez, who's also a player that gained the most greens in regulation on the Corn Ferry Tour. He was phenomenal when it came to getting the ball on the green at a Corn Ferry level. And he has been losing strokes in a drastic fashion on the PGA Tour. So there's that. He's also $6,200, so we will be sprinkling him back in our player pool. We are going back to a course where he might be a lot more comfortable because he is from the South American continent. We are playing in Mexico. I believe he's a Argentinian player. Augusto Nunez, $6,200, the leading Corn Ferry Tour greening regulation getter. Let's go. And then, folks, we have one more thing we want to mention. We've got ourselves a casual matchup. It is Joel Damon over Harris English, minus 130 on DraftKings. Harris English's driver at this golf course is going to cause him major headaches. Joel Damon typically is a very accurate driver of the golf ball and prefers himself a shorter venue. He has mentioned this on several podcasts he's been on. We believe it. The stats confirm it. It's how it goes. He also putts much better on paspalum greens. He's also a much better player on those surfaces. Harris English still coming back from the hip surgery. We'll see what he can get up to, but minus 130 seems a very fair price to pay, picking on a handicapped individual, basically, using Joel Damon as our bully. So that's what's going on there. Minus 130, that's our one matchup for the week. We couldn't find anything else. There was Cameron Champ was like minus 186, the guy that we had against him. I don't want to bet 2-1 odds to like fade Cameron Champ. So that's going on there. So that's what's going on. That's what's happening in the golf world. Let's figure out exactly what we're betting Danny Lee at plus 250, at 250 to 1. We're betting Justin Lower at 90 to 1. We're betting Nick Hardy at 80 to 1. We're betting Emiliano Grillo at 35 to 1, and we're betting Billy Horschel at 18 to 1. That's in the Breaking 100 article that we have. I think I got a bit of better odds earlier in the week, but those are the odds that are available right now. And if you bet those, you have yourself 8 events to get your money back, which is still a very reasonable turnaround time. So that's what's going on there, folks. Welcome back to the full screen on my face and stash. Yesterday, my washer overflowed because the release pipe hasn't been cleaned regularly enough because your boy's too busy putting out content for you. So I had washing water all over my floor. That means you need to take care of yourself too. If I just applied a little bit of Drano every now and then to that bad boy, we would never have had water falling over the floor. Give yourself a little bit of Drano today. Give yourself some love, some self-care. This part of the podcast is a direct ripoff of what Joe Idoni does on his Preferred Lines podcast. And I love that idea. And I'm a very fun and outgoing person, so I want to just share some good vibes at the end of a podcast when I've got some time to kill. Just give you guys a little bit of, listen to this tomorrow morning before you go into work if that is what you need. But drink a little bit of Drano so that you don't land up throwing up washing water all over your kitchen floor at some point. Love yourself. Don't literally drink the Drano, figuratively. Go for a walk, right? I'm a little greasy right now. If you see me on camera, it's because I went and played 9 holes of a quick disc golf before I came into the podcast because I need to get my feet moving so I don't become such a fat piece of crap like I have been lately. It's going to get cold. It's going to get weathery. Got to take care of our bodies. Look after ourselves. Drink the Drano. make tomorrow a better day for yourself by looking after yourself today. So that's all I'm saying. Just a bit of self-love. Do whatever you need to do to make you feel better about yourself, to make sure that tomorrow is a better day for yourself. Be proud of yourself tomorrow for what you did today. So that is the Model Maniac Pep Talk, brought to you by rotoballer.com and Joe Idoni's Preferred Lines, because I really love that segment. I'm not saying that this was my idea, but it was a great one that he came up with. And I think I'm going to keep doing this at the end of every pod. Just talk a bit of crap, get you motivated, get you out of the chair, go for a walk, go do something fun, make yourself a better person today. Go win a golf tournament, Billy Horschel, please. Go win a golf tournament, Emiliano Grillo, please. And then we'll have ourselves a fantastic weekend. But until then, folks, friends, and family, let's have a good week. Let's kick it in the balls tomorrow. And it's a Wednesday. It's going to be hump day. We're almost there. Friday's just around the corner, but we don't live for the weekend. We live for every day. So have yourself a good one. Catch you guys next week. I have no idea what the event is, but we're going to have some stuff going if there's a tournament. Linda Q out.